Welcome back to the Unveiled. Today we're going into the body through one of the most overlooked maps we have, the feet. My guest is Javier Rolon Jackson, founder of Balance Flow Reflexology. His work helps people return to balance through reflexology, energy pathways, and the body's own intelligence. In this episode, we begin with Javier's story, how he got into reflexology, and what pulled him towards the feet. Then we explore what reflexology is, the benefits, and what actually happens during a session, and how the feet may be speaking more than we realize. This is The Unveiled. Let's get into it. Hello, Javier. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Good. So before we define reflexology, I want to start with you and how you got pulled into reflexology and the feet.
So I'm originally from Puerto Rico, and when I was 8 years old, I have a very distinct memory of going and pointing to people and looking at their feet and saying, "You have a headache. Your back is hurting. You might be getting the flu soon." And I would just say that out of nowhere. And my aunt came to visit me from Texas. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but one of those reflexology cards that fits in your wallet, it had like a rainbow map. I wish I would have brought it today. It had a rainbow map, and it literally said, for menstrual cycle, press here. For the flu, press here. For depression, press here. And it just had all information, and that thing lit me up.
She brought that to you when you were 8.
She brought me from Texas. Like, my mom apparently told her that I was doing that, and she's like, I might have something for him. And she gave me that card, and that thing, I still have it. It's in my treatment room because I always keep it nice and safe. And ever since then, I fell in love with reflexology. I had another aunt that suffered from kidney stones, and I would use kidney pressure points to help her with the kidney stones and with anxiety and all that. So like that whole experience lit me up for to just do reflexology. And ever since then, I picked up books because nobody in Puerto Rico knew what reflexology was.
Right.
So picking up books, learning. My mom actually bought me a class when I was 18 for my 18th birthday on a weekend course for chakra reflexology, which got me into the energy work aspect of it. And yeah, that's how I got into reflexology.
That's awesome. And it's like your aunt was like the confirmation.
Yeah.
She like brought the card and was like, "This is what you're supposed to be doing, my friend."
Yeah. And yeah, I kind of want to talk to her about it one day. I'm like, what prompted you to give me that card?
I want to know that. You let me know when you talk to her about that. What were you like seeing whenever you would, or was it like a feeling in the body? Did you get like a whisper? Did you get like an image of somebody having the flu when you would look at their feet? Like, how would you know?
So it's all about how their feet were moving. And one of the things that I like to tell people is like your toes have different aspects of your personality. So I would look at those, and even to this day, it still kind of happens to me where I actually had I just went to a reflexology conference, and I looked at one of my coworkers' foot, and her toe, her big toe around this area here started glowing. And I'm like, is your neck okay? Because that's the reflection where the cervical spine would be. And she was just like, no. I'm like, I would love to work on you. And just take it. And it's literally like just a glow that pops up. And when I touch the feet, I do get messages and stuff. But for the most part, if I see almost like a glow on different parts of the feet or how the feet are moving, that's like the language that the feet have.
Wow. That's one of my questions later on here. Was there a moment in your life where you realized that there was something deeper than just the feet? I know that you mentioned that you work on with the ears, the hands as well. Like, how is that all connected?
So I actually did not know about other reflexology maps until I took my official training back in 2021. So for the most part, throughout my life, I've always worked on the feet. The feet is the map that has always called to me. The one that I has always it's like, hey, work this way. And I have always practiced on the side or with friends. I tried to officially start something back when I lived in Colorado, but I didn't. The teacher there did not work for me. It was a massage therapist, so he was not resonating. I actually knew more reflexology than him. I'm like, not the right teacher. And then I come here and I meet Cindy Hill,
I don't know.
And Cindy Hill is the president of the North Carolina Reflexology Association.
Oh.
She's also the teacher, the only teacher right now that we have for reflexology here in North Carolina. And I've this is a really funny story. So I used to be a fraud investigator. And when I lost my job and my wife said, it's like, hey, go be a reflexologist. I started calling reflexologists around. I'm like, how do you get training? I did not Google search it because usually that's how you get into a fraudulent situation.
Really?
So
Okay.
I called around and people thought that I was investigating their business and stuff. And so they got really nervous with me. But then I met Cindy and I'm like, she's like, well, you should just come to class. I'm like, no, I'm going to interview first and see if you're the teacher. She answered all of my questions beautifully. She knew what chakra reflexology was. She knew about the energy work aspect of it. So I'm like, this is it. This is my teacher. And she taught me the feet, but she also taught me the hands, the face, and the ears.
Yeah, because when you hear about reflexology, I never heard that the ears and the face and the hands were involved. It's always you just think about feet. So it's interesting that you incorporate all of it together in your sessions. So,
and the way that I kind of look at it is that imagine that whatever it is that is ailing you is a person in denial, and you're doing an intervention. If you talk to it with one person, they're going to be like, oh, it's kind of whatever. I don't know. I don't really want to listen. But then you add two people. I'm like, okay, I think if you two are aligned and then you have four people talking to it, I'm like, okay, I definitely need to solve that. That's why I like to tackle all four maps because they all kind of serve their own purpose. The hands are very heart opening. The feet are very grounding and connected to like your stomach, your kidneys, your liver.
I was going to ask you, like, which one is connected to what?
Well, they're all connected. They all have, it's a reflection of the body.
Okay.
But each one kind of serves its own purpose. The ears are really good for like low back pain. And because, and the face is so connected to the brain that you can really help with emotional issues with it. So it's all about like what you're trying to do.
So when you look at me right now, can you see anything with my face and ears that's talking to you?
Yes.
What? Tell me. What is it? I'm okay. You can totally say it. Okay. Whatever it is.
So, working with a broken heart, it's one of the things that I kind of see, and you're wearing a lot of makeup too. So, but it's mostly with the feet. Usually that like how it works the best. But like the first thing that I noticed from your face is that they're still dealing with a broken heart from long ago, something that from the past that it just needs to be worked and let go of that emotion.
Had several broken hearts, so I tend to let that get broken sometimes. So yeah. That's a good call. So for someone who's listening, who has never experienced reflexology, what is it exactly?
So reflexology, there is a reflective map, a perfect reflection on your hands, your feet, your face, and your ears. And when a reflexologist works these maps, what we're trying to do is we're trying to bring homeostasis to the body. Okay. So homeostasis is just another word for balance.
Like nervous system balance.
Nervous system balance. So I do this in conjunction with traditional Chinese medicine. So imagine that you have organs that are overworking or underworking. I want them working because like when an organ is overworking, I'm going to use the stomach and the spleen as an example. In traditional Chinese medicine, this is considered the earth element. If they are really activated, you start overthinking and you start over worrying. So I try to bring that back into balance because if it's not balanced, one of the things you start feeling is nutritional deficiency, start feeling really tired, even though like, let's say you have your full 8 to 10 hours of sleep and you still feel tired. Usually that means your spleen is not working correctly. The spleen can be affected by sugar. So working all of that and I'm like, hey, spleen, what's going on? Are you feeling too tired to work? And then I start working with the flow of the body. And that's why I like the traditional Chinese medicine, because if you ever see the wheel, it's a circle with a star. Some people say, oh, no, it's a witch's star. No, it's not a witch's star. It's the flow of yin and yang. Yeah. And that's the flow of the body that you want, that kind of circular clockwise motion.
That's that male-female energy? Or
the male-female energy,
yeah. I'm a little out of balance on that. I have more of a masculine energy in me. Because I always tried to control everything and like I have to do it and I got to get it done. And yeah. But I want to ask you, this just came up, like the past 2 weeks, I've been feeling like what I would say is kidney pain, but it's like right here.
Yeah.
And I've never had that, but it feels like it's like deep in there, like it's an organ thing. You can't see anything that tells you that.
So
from here,
so right
you
now,
have to look
so
at my
all right,
feet.
so well, no, not necessarily. The moment you walk into a reflexologist's office, you're being analyzed with the way you walk, with the way you everything. So
Yeah.
earlier you asked me about your face, so I've hyper focused on your face. But if I look at your entire body, I know that today we are working with a sadness and nervousness, possibly a fear or a sadness that is contributing to your fear.
Okay.
So that would be something that I'm like, okay, so I would start working with, let's say, the lungs. The lungs hold the emotions of grief. It also wants to make your body feel safe. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try and make you feel safe by helping you breathe. And then metal element, which is the lungs, nurtures kidneys. So I kind of use that to kind of see, I'm like, okay, are you... it's almost like a parent-child relationship. If you over-nurture a child, they become spoiled.
Yeah,
If
mine.
if you under-nurture, then they become aggressive. So I'm like, what parent is doing it? And if it's not the metal, and it might be earth element, then I'm like, okay, it's the yang energy over controlling or under controlling. So there's like a beautiful relationship. I always look at it as each element as like a child parent. And I'm like, I want to help the parents so I can nurture or help the child.
I know whenever I first came and had a session with you, I've only had one. I'm getting more. I swear I love this so much. Like it literally got me 30% out of pain. And I've been in chronic pain in my neck area and traps area for 17, 18 years. And when I went and did one session, it was literally, and it's still, and how long has that been? A month?
It's been a month.
It's still there.
Yeah.
Like I'm still feeling, I went on TikTok. I was telling everybody about you. I was like, oh my gosh, you guys have to try reflexology because this is the one thing that I can say off one session. I responded very well.
But your energy was very open to it.
Okay, so that was my next question is that with everyone or, well, not, of course it's not with everyone, but it's like, is that common where with one session with you, people are like...
I've had that effect with people. So it kind of, every person is different. So for example, I did a session with somebody last night and I swear I've been working on her for like 3 or 4 years. Her energy was so familiar and her energy was so open. And this was a person that was, somebody offered her cigarettes after she had quit cigarettes. And so she had a relapse. And I'm like, oh, well, if you're smoking cigarettes, what's making you sad? Again, we go back to the lungs and that feeling of grief. I'm like, what is making you not feel safe? And what are you, because she said, it's like, well, the cigarettes made me feel grounded. And I'm like, or are you having a dopamine hit?
Right.
Because you're having the cigarette. And that can make you feel grounded, but it's a fake groundness. Like groundness will come without anything else affecting you. No narcotics or anything like that in the body or alcohol.
Well, it's funny you mentioned grief with me because I have the habit of wanting to smoke cannabis. I haven't been smoking in a long time, but I've been wanting to go back to it, like to allow myself for that. So I need to look into this grief thing. Maybe it's like a subconscious thing I'm not really registering.
And actually, that's something that I'm working on right now. I am constantly studying. If I find something that really intrigues me, I'm all for it. So a couple of months ago, I had another client who was talking to me about like the dopamine hits and how she doesn't want to smoke anymore. So
Addiction.
I have protocols for her to help stop smoking. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to target all 4 aspects of yourself. And that is the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, and the spiritual body. That's why I love reflexology, because I don't just treat one aspect of you. I treat you as a whole being.
It hits everything.
It hits everything.
Yeah.
So last night, as I was working on her lung reflex, I'm like, okay, and clear and release. She cried. She had a release.
I was going to ask you, that's another one of my questions was,
Yeah.
do you have like a lot of emotional releasing? Because I didn't have that when I was there. I was just super relaxed.
So it all depends on how you're feeling. Like sometimes it takes 3 to 4 sessions because reflexology is cumulative. And then all of a sudden when we get to that core, because your first session, if you never had reflexology before, your first session, you have something that I like to call like the 5 walls of tension, where it's like defenses. I'm going to help this wall. I'll make you feel safe. Here's one layer off. And then we just continue until we get to the core of the thing. And then you start feeling like really, truly, really good effects of that, your body feeling balanced. And then your body starts talking to you. Now, after a session, I can tell you anything you want to hear, but none of that matters. What actually matters is the connection with you and your body and listening to it. Because I had another client who has ADHD.
I do too.
And she was taking medication for it. Yeah. And I am not a doctor. I don't diagnose. I don't prescribe. I don't tell you get off your meds or anything.
I stopped taking mine, and you can really tell. But.
Well, but that'll be another point that I'll tell you here in a second. She took, after 5 months of working with her, one day she texted me and was like, "Hey, my stomach started hurting, and like my abdominal area started hurting, and I don't know what it is, but then I started hearing in my head, stop taking your medication. Don't take your medication." And she stopped taking medication, and all of a sudden she felt good and clear. And this was after like a week of session. So the reflexology can be working throughout, working with the body. And that was just the body saying, it's like, I can handle this. Stop giving me the medication.
Right. Right. Huh. Wow. What is the difference between this and acupuncture? Because acupuncture works with the meridians and the points, right? Like, do you know that different? Like, I know there's a difference because you stick needles in there or whatnot, but can you explain how different ones work?
Yeah. So acupuncturists are true. First of all, they're truly amazing. I will always tell people acupuncture saved my life, and I can tell you about that later. Yeah. Acupuncture saved my life, and I will always tell, if you can find a really good acupuncturist, you're set.
Now, I'd like to know who yours was.
Well, mine wasn't back in Colorado, so I don't even know where she's at anymore.
Okay.
But the difference between acupuncture and reflexology is that reflexology has the touch aspect, the nurturing aspect, versus acupuncture that put the needle in and it creates an effect. Okay. And then your body processes that.
Okay.
Now, a good acupuncturist will also do it with energy work. That's the type of acupuncture that helped me.
Yeah, like Reiki.
Like Reiki.
Yeah.
Like Reiki, or combining something along those lines. Because acupuncture, meridians line is just the chi lines, the energy lines of the body. So they use the needles around to help with that. But it does pierce the skin. It's more aggressive. So, for example, I had a client that I started working, and he told me, "Here's my feet, heal me." First of all, it will never work like that.
He said, "Here's my feet."
That
was his words?
Yeah, "Here's my feet, heal me." And I'm like, okay, but it does not, it didn't work like that. And actually, to answer a question that you had before, with this client, when I worked on his feet, it felt like I was working on a brick wall. And it actually would give me a headache.
Wow.
Because it's just like I could not get through. And if I don't get results in 3 sessions, I will tell you, this is not for you.
I love that about you.
Because I don't do money grabs. If I keep giving him sessions and I don't see any results, then that's a money grab. And I'm not here for money grabs. I'm here to help.
Right.
So.
But let me mention this, though. You even, in your session, I've never had anybody tell me this, right? I was like, "How long is this?" He's like, "I don't know yet. I don't know yet." And I'm like, "Really?" And he's like, "When your body will tell me when we're done." So you pay that same price, but he could be working on you for hours, right? Like, I mean, you were on me for what, 2.5 hours or whatnot? Yeah. So like a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's 60 minutes. That's it. Done."
Yeah.
Don't care. You know, they're more concerned about their time than the client. And I just thought that was very impressive. And I just wanted to put that out there for everybody that's amazing that you do that. And that just shows how much you care about people and how you really do want to heal people. So, yeah.
Because again, it's all about helping instead of like, actually, I met a lot of reflexologists this weekend that literally said the same thing as me. It's just like, we just got to work until we have done our job.
This episode is sponsored by Torchbearer Tachyon, a divine portal for peace based in Charlotte, North Carolina. They offer 1-hour nervous system resets, available both in person and remotely, designed to bring you into alignment physically, mentally, emotionally, and energetically. If you're feeling called to reset and recalibrate, you can experience it for yourself at a discounted rate. Listeners of The Unveiled receive 20% off your first session, bringing it from $111 down to $88.80 when you use code UNVEILED20. Book your session at torchbearertachyon.com today. Where were you?
So I was in the Reflexology Association of America conference in Milwaukee. Yeah, learning some really cool stuff.
What were you learning there?
So the first thing I did was was doing a deep dive into the female reproductive system. So managing pain for the female reproductive system. And we were focusing on endometriosis. We were focusing on PCOS, ovarian cysts, and we touched a little bit on fertility.
I was going to say, what about fertility
and
issues?
Fertility.
Yeah.
So I felt very inspired. Both of these ladies came from the UK, and one of them actually has the only person in the whole wide world that has a PhD in reflexology.
In the whole world?
In the whole world.
Holy shit.
So I actually bought her book because she puts how she did it. So I'm like, I would love to do that too.
I could see you doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be the second person in the whole world.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm like, I felt truly inspired by them. So it's a brand new techniques that I'm going to be practicing in the month of May before I actually start implementing it with my regular clientele. I actually had set up practice sessions for myself so that I can practice it. And I even got a whole book of protocols for
really
everything.
Cool.
I'm just really excited about that. I also learned about the future of reflexology. So if you ever meet a reflexologist, there's not a lot of us around.
No, there's not. I tried to get an appointment for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Nobody would call me back, but I'm glad they didn't because I found you. So,
yeah. Well, and usually reflexologists they'll be entrepreneurs. They'll go on their own. And for me, that's a very lonely existence. I actually love working in conjunction with other reflexologists and having that sense of community. Mm-hmm. So I actually learned this weekend that we are doing the research so that we can get legitimized and we can actually start getting hired by hospitals. And to the point where we are going to we might even get hired by, like, say, NASA, so that we can do pre and post space travel. So we can help the person integrate. Because one of the things that they talked is like when somebody went on a ventilator, and when they had to get out, somebody did reflexology and they were able to get out of the ventilator about an hour earlier than expected.
Wow.
So stuff like that is what we want to help with.
I know there's like studies and there's not like a lot on it, but I mean, there's something to it. Margie Kyle? Mm-hmm. She said that it changed her life too, reflexology, because she got in all those car accidents. She's been on the show before.
Yeah, Margie Kyle told me that her son was not able to walk, and a reflexologist was able to help him walk, which I'm like, that is amazing. I love that.
Yeah, I mean,
I actually have met a couple of people that have been in accidents, and I'm like, could I work with you to see if we can restore at least some movement?
Wow. Well, my baby's father broke his back.
Okay.
And that's why I think he's been in pain for like 2 years straight.
Okay.
Right? Like, and he had to like get his rod out and everything. He's been like 3 surgeries.
Oh my God.
So yeah, like I was like, you gotta go see Javi. Like, I'm telling you. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, absolutely. I will if the body can heal it, I can help.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe you. What are some of the benefits to it? I know that, anxiety, rest, is there any that we haven't really touched upon?
So the ARCB, which is the American Reflexology Certification Board, will tell you that reflexology has two guaranteed benefits, and that is increased circulation and stress relief.
Recirculation?
Increased circulation, blood circulation.
I need that.
Mm-hmm.
So my feet and hands are always freezing.
Yeah. And
So
I bet you probably noticed when I gave you a session that your feet were no longer cold
yeah.
for a while. So we increased that circulation. I work with your circulatory system.
Wow.
And then also your lymphatic system too.
Okay.
So everything else that I do is kind of like the icing in the cake.
Okay.
And I can't tell you everything that I can do, but it's a great support. And people will ask me, so it's like, can reflexology heal this and can reflexology heal this? I'm like, no, reflexology is not a healing, it's for balance. So if I restore balance in your body will heal itself. To give you kind of an example of that, I actually had my first successful induction session in February, where I helped somebody induce the baby for the mom to go into labor.
That is so cool.
So the mom came scared because the doctor says, if you don't have this baby by this day, I am inducing you. No choices, no nothing. And she didn't want to deal with like the epidural and like all the chemicals in the body and everything. So
I had to do that.
yeah.
Ugh.
So I gave her a session. I didn't hear from her after the session for 2 weeks, but I just remember, that session was such a beautiful thing. I love working with the baby reflex. And usually when I work with the baby reflex, the baby starts to like, oh, what's that? Oh no, that feels good. And then settles back down. And the mom usually can feel that. And she reached out to me and she says, it's like, hey, I just wanted to let you know, I went into labor the next day. My baby was born 2 days later, natural, no chemicals, no injections, no nothing. And she was born in Cal. Have you ever heard that before?
No.
And Cal means that her water never broke. She came out with the sac and the placenta whole completely, which is very, very rare.
That's
Now,
crazy.
Now she said, thank you. And I told her, I'm like, well, first of all, you did that, which means you're amazing. Because all I did was stimulate. And you can always think of a reflexologist as somebody who, like a programmer, and the computer does the processing. So I'm putting information, but my work is only as good as the person is. So if the person is truly amazing, truly open to we can do some really cool stuff. If the person is blocked off, doesn't want to do anything, like text or
texting while you're like working on them.
Reflexology, they're not connected to their body. This is not going to work.
Right. What do you got here? Can you show us some?
So I have little feet here. So like if I wanted to demonstrate what reflexology kind of looks like, I can kind of show you my little feet here, and they have drawings on them because this is how I study. I'm like, as they're talking and everything, I'm like, oh well, let me draw this, and then I'll start practicing with the teacher and everything. But I brought some charts so I can kind of demonstrate what reflexology is, because
very cool.
And I think these guys are going to be the best ones here. So
ooh, look at all those ear points.
I know, right? So this is actually something that I like to do for some of my clients. So this is my client's child, and she asked, can I do something for my child? Something that needs to be reinforced every day. Now, if you come to a reflexologist every day, it's going to be expensive. But I love teaching parents how to do reflexology for their children. Oh. So I took pictures of her feet, and I drew maps on her feet so that she can see, and like each one that she can set the intention, because reflexology is all about the intention. So like when you're pressing a point, even if you're off a little bit, as long as your intention is clear, it should work. Wow. So yeah, I did the ear points for her to kind of help with a sleep protocol, facial points also, again, describing what they do, setting the intention. So this is one of the things that I love to do. I also like to teach couples how to do reflexology for each other. Oh yeah. And I even have like a protocol for like, if your couple is suffering from stress, where's the stress coming from? Is it coming from the heart, from the stomach, from the nervous system? And I will show you, this is how you press it, because each organ, you want to press it with a specific flow. Okay.
What if you have like a tight pelvic area?
Heels, working on the heels.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So working on the heels around this area.
That's gold there.
Oh, it can be really good. Now, the thing about reflexology is like, we're not rubbing.
You're just pressing.
We are pressing, but we do use techniques like thumb walking. Okay. Or finger walking. or we will hold a point depending on what we're doing. So holding a point can have different effects depending on where I'm holding. For example, if I hold these areas here, the knuckles of the toes, if you will, it's great for jaw clenching.
What about the traps in the god mouth area?
So traps are going to be around here.
Okay.
And actually, I might have something in this chart is from a gentleman named Moss Arnold in the UK, and it's a very detailed map that I like to show people. But this is, like, you can see there's layers on this map. So, like, here's an organ map, and then here's a deeper layer, and then, like, spine issues, the internal body. So when we do reflexology on the feet specific,
Can I see that?
Yeah, absolutely. When you do reflexology on the feet, your body is divided into the left side and the right side. The toes are your head, the balls of your feet are your chest area, your arches are your abdominal cavity, and then your ears are your pelvic.
Okay.
So we have lines, we have guidelines, and then the best thing is, like, as we do research, like, I have so many different charts because when somebody draws a chart, it's something that they saw on a person and they wanted to bring it to life. So everybody's chart might be about 15% different, but it's because that's what they saw at the moment. So, like, when I touch your foot, it's going to be different when I touch somebody else's foot.
Right.
So, like, the ovary reflex is here according to this map. But what's most important is just like, well, where's the energy of it? I'm like, actually, it's more over here. So that's one of the things that we were practicing in the class. And then to kind of give you an idea of the layers too. So, like, this is a lymphatic, but then it can go into the skeletal. And then it can go into this.
I used to sell detox foot pads.
Okay.
From Japan. Have you heard of those?
I have, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if they really, people said they worked. I mean, I didn't really use them enough to know, but I mean, on Amazon, they were going like crazy. I wonder what that's all about. Is it like it pulls toxins from the feet? So do the feet store a lot of toxin?
Gravity. So, you know, like as we're standing, if your calf are not, so your calf are the second, your second heart in your body. It's what pumps fluid up.
The calves?
Yeah, that's why it's so important to walk.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah,
did you know that was the second heart?
Yeah, yeah. When you walk around,
wow,
you're moving fluid back up, and that helps with lymph fluid, with blood. So making sure that your calves are nice and strong is actually one of the things you probably felt me is that I went into your gastrocnemius, which is your calf, and I just kind of opened it, and I'm like, let's get this fluid open.
Yeah.
Because reflexology, so the reflexology maps is elbows to tip of the fingers, knees to toes, and then base of the neck to the rest of the face. So we will never touch this area here.
Why is that?
Because we're not massage therapists.
Okay.
So this is not our area of expertise.
Okay.
But we work on it reflectively. That's what reflexology is I press somewhere and it creates an effect somewhere else.
What do you think is the most beneficial place to work on out of the four, the ears, the face, the feet, and the hands?
So the feet have always been my jam my whole entire life. So I always tell people, I'm like, if you're going to work at least one map, always work the feet.
Always work the feet. Okay.
The feet are the map of the body that, first of all, we abuse our feet.
I know.
We keep them in shoes. They get stuffy. They can't breathe. We're walking on things. We're hurting, stomping on them all the time. And for the most part, nobody takes a moment to go like, let me give you some love.
Yeah.
When you give love to your feet, it's like giving love to yourself. And that's what the reflexology tells you. It's just like, that is you in a sense. And actually, very interesting, a couple of years ago, somebody told us it's like when reflexology is formed in the body. And when you are a baby in your mama's belly, and the brain forms, the nervous system forms all the way down to your hands and your feet, and then the organs come. So so it's almost like we're working on the blueprint of the body.
Okay.
And then we use that to stimulate the homeostasis. And I mean, even yesterday, I was working on somebody, and she's like, "Oh man, I can feel that up here, and I can feel that up here." So some people are so in tune with their body that they can feel the reflexology. Some people it can take longer. Some people just feel the relaxation at first. It all depends.
Oh, I wonder if it has anything to do with why they call it the sole of the foot. You know, because it's like
it's
yeah.
It's like an aspect of yourself.
Yeah.
And usually, if somebody tells me, I get this comment a lot. It's just like, "Oh well, my feet are dirty or they're sweaty or anything."
I told you mine stunk.
And none of that. First of all, for a reflexologist, will never care about that.
They don't even smell it. They're just like, yeah, it's normalized.
No, it's because we're not ashamed to treat that aspect of yourself. Now, if somebody tells me, it's just like, "Oh well, I don't like my toes." I'm like, "Oh well, which toe are we talking about?" I want to know what aspect of yourself you're ashamed of.
So it's a mirror.
It is. It's a mirror.
Oh, how convenient. Everything about my whole life is about the mirror right now. Like, yeah. So, how everything's a mirror. And yeah. So that's interesting that, wow. I never thought of that my feet are a mirror of what's going on inside.
Yeah. And some people especially in traditional Chinese medicine, they can look at your feet and give you a diagnosis. Now, in the United States, we're not allowed to do that.
Okay.
So if I tell you something during a session, it's more of like a suggestion. I'm like, "Hey, I mean, you might want to go see your gynecologist or your general MD and check your gallbladder or something like that." And when we say that, it's like we felt something and we think that you should get it checked out. We're not trying to say that your gallbladder is about to explode or your heart's about to explode or anything like that. It's just like, hey, get this checked out just to be safe.
Yeah. It's funny because I had a hypochondriacism for a long time, and you said, and I'd been getting over it. And when you were working on me, you go, "Yeah, but you don't have that anymore." Like you knew that I was like kind of moving out of it. That was really cool. So
your feet would tell me.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I know we're running out of time here. Where can they find you? Like website, socials?
So my website is balanceandflowreflexology.com. You can book your sessions through there. My schedule is very open. Also, if you need a spot and you need something a little bit more urgent, you can always send me a text message. And if I have the time, I will help and make it happen. I mostly post on Instagram. So Balance and Flow is my Instagram handle. But I'm also on Facebook, and you can either search for Balance and Flow or you can search for Javier Rolon Jackson. I should be the only one there. One of the things that you're probably going to see in my social media coming here pretty soon is that for the month of May, I am going to be doing discounts on moms and future moms.
Yay!
So, for example, my hands and feet reflexology session usually runs about $120. I'm going to be doing those for $80.
Awesome.
And then for my comprehensive, which is usually $180, I'm going to be doing it for $120. And pregnancy reflexology, I'm going to be doing it instead of $100, I'm going to be doing it for $70.
That is amazing.
So that's the discounts for not just the current moms, but also for future moms. Even if you're trying to trying to have a baby in the future, but you're not quite there yet, I'm here to help.
Amazing. Well, I have one last thing.
Yeah.
Before we close, what is one thing you wish everyone understood about the body and the feet?
It's a really good question. Be gentle with yourselves. I get so many bodies that are like, I am a terrible person, or I cannot do this. I beat myself up. You know what? The most important thing is take a moment to hug that inner child, because I cannot tell you how many times I hear the inner child crying, and I'm like, I just want to laugh. And I get that sense from the feet a lot. I'm like, I need a moment to just laugh and be a kid for just a second, because adulting is way too serious.
Yeah.
So I think that mental aspect, you'd be surprised what that can do for you.
Wow. That was such a mirror moment. Thank you so much for joining us. You are amazing, and I will be seeing you soon next week.